Alright guys, Doktor here again, and you just saw my horrible new intro. Now, I'm gonna make something better. I just downloaded Adobe Master Suite, I think. You know, Master Studio, I don't know, all that shit, you know, I have everything now, and I'm gonna put some effort into that, so I have a better intro. I just wanted to have something, you know, and also made a new channel background, you sure saw that, but it's nothing too special so far, as I said, but I'm gonna keep on improving that, so making it better for you to take a look at my channel. Alright, so but that's the thing I want to talk about today is attack helicopters, and there's quite a lot to talk about, I have to say. So the first thing is the differences between those two choppers, because there's of course the Viper, the American one, and the Havoc, and the Viper is superior to the Havoc in every way. At least in my opinion it is that. I don't know if anybody will disagree there, but I don't think so. The Havoc is really slow, provides a bigger target, you're gonna crash more often, you're gonna get hit by stuff more often. It's really horrible. I mean, there was a difference in Bad Company too, but in Battlefield 3, oh my god, like the Havoc is just so bad compared to the Viper. And if you're a bad pilot, you want to be really careful. If you hop in the Havoc, believe me, you want to be really careful with what you do, because it's just very hard to control. So speaking of controls, many people don't really fly chopper that much because they don't know how to, or they just crash more often. And first of all, what I wanna tell you to help you basically here is switch up your controls. If you have the default controls, don't use those, they're horrible. I could not fly a chopper until I switched them. And what you want to do is you want to switch the sticks of the helicopter controls to classical, or to, I don't know how it's called in the English version, I think it's like classic, something like that, you know what I mean. And I also have the buttons on lefty, but that's just up to you what you prefer. But just change the sticks to classical and you'll be way better off flying. And also, before you start flying in public matches, I would recommend you do the co-op, you know, just play a Fire from the Sky a little bit to get used to the controls, as it's really frustrating for people like me if randoms just join in, spawn the choppers and just crash them because they can't fly. And I mean, I can understand you don't have to do beastly in a chopper, but if you know you're not a good pilot, just get some exercise in co-op and it will really help you out. I mean, I did the same myself, and just take that into consideration if you try fly. Make sure you can fly at least a little bit. And yeah, so that's it for the controls basically. And what is also important is the way you want to fly these choppers. You're definitely not good against infantry in an attack helicopter. Especially here you see I don't have a gunner because the dumbass from before hopped out. And fighting infantry as a chopper pilot is basically impossible. I mean, they take so much damage, you need direct hits basically, and it's really hard to kill just one guy with a single strafe. I mean, you'll get better at it eventually, but the choppers are made to just take out tanks, and they really took a great nerf compared to what they were in Bad Company 2. And basically all I'm trying to use them against is vehicles. As you see here, I'm just constantly in front of their spawn, just making sure they don't get any vehicle support. And our team is just dominating the ground because we have tanks and they don't. Because I'm just taking out every single tank here, and that's what you want to do with a chopper. You don't want to spawn rape, of course. SDA Jäger is really dangerous and it's just a bitchy strategy, but if you can, just try to take out all those tanks. And that's exactly where air radar helps me. And speaking of air radar, I'm just gonna get onto the perks. And the specializations you want to use for the chopper are, at least in my opinion, the best is for pilot, use air radar to spot everything up on the map. Infrared flares, but that's really up to you, whatever you like. I think infrared flares are easiest to use and pretty reliable, but if you prefer ECM jammer, you know, just go with it. And of course heat seekers, because you can't even take anything else, I think. And if I can communicate with my gunner, I always tell him to use the guided missiles, because a TV missile is just impossible to control on PlayStation 3. I've tried that thing so many times and I cannot hit anything with a TV missile. I mean, they do extremely high damage, but they're just basically impossible to use, so definitely go with the guided missiles. And also, with the gunner, it's kind of hard to estimate what to use, because there's what I usually tell my gunner to switch in between to is stealth or maintenance, and it always depends on how the enemy team is playing. If you have a lot of people trying to shoot you with stingers, you want to go with stealth, and if there's just many jets and tanks shooting you with their MGs and Gatlings and whatever, you want to use maintenance so you can heal up faster and you don't need to stay out of the battle for too long. Because if you take damage more than 40%, I recommend you just go away, just take a quick break from the battle, you know, just fly out behind a hill or behind a big one of these containers here, these gas tanks, whatever, just get in cover quickly, reload your flares, just even repair if you take too much damage, or just wait until you heal up a little bit, because you don't want to lose the choppers, as they take ages to respawn, and they can definitely do a change in the game. And what you also can do if you're crazy is capture flags with them, as you see me do here, because I see we're losing the bases, so I'm just trying to help out my team a little bit, and it's pretty stupid. I'm lucky nobody's here with an RPG, because they could easily hit me, but yes, you see I take it there. And I also admit I'm not playing against good players here. This was recorded shortly after Christmas, and I'm really playing against a bunch of noobs basically. I mean, as you saw, the chopper pilots suck and they don't even know what they're doing, so I'm excusing myself for that, but getting a good gameplay, a good chopper gameplay against good pilots is really hard, because jets just keep on hunting you down. And I mean, this also happens that you lose dogfights and stuff like that. And speaking of dogfights, another air vehicle, taking out jets with helicopters is not that easy. But if you want to do it though, or if you have to do it because a jet just keeps on annoying you, you want to lock onto them when they're getting close, like when they're just going for you. You want to go down a little bit as soon as they go straight for you, and in the last moment when they're like 50 meters away, you want to shoot those missiles, because the chances are higher they're gonna hit them, because they don't have enough time to hit the flares. And if you're fighting against other choppers, you wanna try stay above them, because if you stay above them, they have a hard time locking on and not crashing, because they're always leaning backwards a little bit, which will many times just cause them to crash into a rock or something like that. So if you can, try be higher. And if the enemy chopper manages to lock onto you with the heat seekers, you want to make sure that as soon as you hear the fast beeping sound, you want to pop your flares and just strafe away to the side a little bit, because if you stand still, the missiles still can hit you. And that's also the same for stingers. As soon as they shot the missiles, which is indicated by the high beeping sound, you just want to strafe to the side, because as I said, if you stand still, the missiles are still gonna hit you. And yeah, that's basically it for dodging. And also, if you strafe against tanks, of course, don't go from the front, because they can hit you with a tank shell, you know. Happened to me, and it also happened to take out some choppers like that. It's, if you can, just come from the sides, as they provide a bigger target, or from the back, where you can basically take them out in a single strafe. But the tank cannons can just take out both the pilot and the gunner without even destroying the helicopter, so be careful with that. And you see the game is winding down. We win, of course, and my score is 16-0, and I really hope I could help you a little bit in this gameplay, and with all my what is it called, advice here. So hope you enjoyed, and see ya.